Hello, welcome to the Open to the Public. It's really simple and a great program. A topical workshop presentation in the educational series developed by the membership department at Moose International. These presentations have been created to assist our lodge leadership and membership to understand why or how to do things that will improve their lodge. Topics are chosen from suggestions from our membership and also from our field staff managers derived from their experiences as they visit lodges. At the conclusion of this presentation, which will run for approximately 25 minutes, you will be invited to submit your suggestions and comments. Now relax and enjoy this presentation on Open to the Public. The presentation will automatically play. During the Great Depression in the United States, then President Franklin Roosevelt delivered a speech to Congress and included a message regarding fear. Dismissing the fear would allow the country to move forward. For several years, Moose International has encouraged our lodges to embrace the idea of hosting public events. For many years, our members and lodge leaders believed it was simply not allowed to have the public involved at a lodge function, and this produced a major fear of being shut down. Well, we are a private organization that requires a membership, but we are also a fraternal organization that has a mission which includes providing community service. And we have a goal of our lodges being good neighbors in their respective communities. Our general laws and the IRS impose rules and regulations that do permit our lodges to host public events. We encourage our lodges to embrace the public event, and we provide assistance to make certain that these public events are in compliance with the IRS guidelines, our general laws, and with local laws. This presentation will review those rules, which we believe you as the member or lodge officer will find reasonable and non-burdensome in hosting public events. Our goal is to take the fear away and allow your lodge and the fraternity to move forward. Open to the public events are known as special events in the Moose. They fall into two primary categories. First is the lodge open house, and the second is an open to the public event, which generally falls into three subcategories: part of the community service, charities, or directly benefiting the lodge. In each of the categories, there is one element always present to ensure success of the event committee. Planning and executing a successful public event requires some work. The more effort placed in the planning and execution, the more successful the event. This ensures a positive image displayed by the lodge and the Moose fraternity. The committee needs to establish a clearly defined objective. The committee must consist of more than one person to be effective, and duties within the committee should be delegated or assigned to individuals. The amount of planning and execution is more than one person can effectively handle. An effective committee chairman should be able to coordinate the activities of the committee members. The committee will need to present their plan to the board for approval. This is another important task of the chairman. Let's discuss the purpose and work of the event committee. The form committee has determined the purpose of their event. Now they must determine what they will do to achieve their event goal. First, the members of the committee should brainstorm their various ideas and prioritize them. Once the committee selects the various elements, they must assign the tasks to individual members, including action items with completion dates. Remember that a successful event needs a strong, dedicated committee, seeing the event through from the initial concept through its completion. Important to any committee is strong leadership. So the event committee will need a leader. A good leader selects reliable team members, and the good leader listens to input from the team members. They also lead by example and immerse themselves in the activities. On balance, however, they also let the team members handle their responsibilities without micromanaging. The chairperson will be responsible to call the meetings and to keep overall event on schedule and within budget. They should establish agendas for their meetings and keep notes. They will report back to the Board of Officers, keeping them updated on the event, and they will keep the team updated on the communications from the Board of Officers. At the conclusion of the event, regardless of the success or failure, they must thank all those that contributed their time and energies to the event. They can offer honest critiques of the good and the bad, but must be prepared to accept or share the blame for failures, and they should always give praise for a successful event to the team. You can see how important a good team leader is for having a successful event. Choose your leaders carefully. Here we see a matrix of how a committee might look, with the chair at the top and sub-chairs for each of the primary functions. Then a list of the volunteers working those functions. All of these positions will be hands-on at the event. No one would be surprised to see the chairperson washing dishes or clearing tables. Whatever it takes to make the event a success. Let's first discuss the special event known as the Open House. This event is designed to introduce the public to the mission and the good works of the Moose Fraternity and the local lodge. General Law 46.13 covers these events. These events are limited to 2 times per calendar year and separated by at least 3 months. Specific rules covering the open house include cleaning the lodge building and grounds and making it attractive and inviting, scheduling the event for a specific day and time with beginning and ending times, having the social quarters closed for business. No sales were permitted to members or non-members during an open house. No solicitation for membership. Wine, if legally permitted, and cheese, as well as other refreshments, may be served as complimentary to both members and non-members attending. If local law permits the serving of other alcoholic beverages as complimentary, they too may be provided to members and non-members in attendance. Local officials and dignitaries should be invited to attend. The lodge may advertise the event in local media. The event should provide current information and materials about the lodge, the order, Mooseheart, and Moose Haven. Now you are asking, why would your lodge want to host an open house event where you must give away everything and close the social quarters to business? Simple enough. As a lodge, you are responsible to promote the programs of Moose International and to build the defending circle, that is, to increase the membership. Although the IRS prohibits soliciting for members, your actions in promoting the lodge and the Moose programs will draw interested individuals that desire to join. An open house allows them the opportunity to see the lodge and become more educated on our programs. Imagine how many people drive by your lodge and wonder what goes on there, or what does the Moose do? Well, the open house gives them an opportunity to see it firsthand and ask questions. Make sure you have put your best foot forward for hosting an open house. The other special event we identified at the onset of this presentation was the Open to the Public event. These are the events that provide community service, perhaps charitable fundraisers, or an actual event that hosts a community service project. These events are covered in our general laws under section 44.3. Non-members are once again invited to participate subject to specific guidelines. The social quarters is closed to non-members. Non-members may make purchases only related directly to the fundraising event. Alcoholic beverages can be involved with dispensation received from the General Governor. The IRS mandates that only volunteers may work these events. Therefore, the lodge's paid employees may not work, and under the laws they cannot volunteer their normal job. So the lodge bartender cannot volunteer to bartend the event. It is also important to remember what the true definition of a volunteer is. That is someone that receives nothing for their work, not even a free meal or drink. Neither the lodge nor the chapter can financially benefit from these events. However, they can recover their cost of hosting the event. All net proceeds must be donated to the charity or community service identified as the event's beneficiary. The IRS requires a separate accounting of income and expenses for the event, and a record of the charity or community service organization receiving the financial benefit must be identified. There is no limit placed on the number of these events that a lodge or a chapter can host. However, as previously discussed, these events require a committee to make certain they are flawless in their execution. A poor event will reflect poorly not only on the lodge, but on the Moose fraternity. Events conducted under the General Law Section 44.3 do not require dispensation from the General Governor unless alcoholic beverages will be available. We do, however, encourage the requesting of a dispensation regardless as a double check by the General Governor in assuring that your event meets the established criteria, rules, and regulations. The other type of open to the public event is the one that benefits the lodge or chapter. These events are governed under our General Law Section 44.1. Although most of the rules governing the charity community service special events apply to these events also, there are some specific differences. The event always requires an approved dispensation from the General Governor. Paid employees of the lodge may work these events. The lodge may not host more than 2 like-kind events in any 12-month period. Remember also, the social quarters is closed to non-members. Non-members may make purchases only directly related to the fundraising event. Alcoholic beverages require approval of the General Governor on a dispensation form. The IRS requires a separate accounting of income and expenses for the event. When hosting a public event, it is important to promote the event to attract public participation. Moose International General Laws, Section 45, make it permissible to advertise, and advertising and promotion are encouraged to assist in making these events successful. We encourage the use of signboards, sometimes known as attraction signs. We also encourage print media, radio, and television if available in your area. Getting free promotion is always the best. Today, another valuable promotion and advertising tool is social media. Once again, because of IRS regulations, our General Governor has prepared written guidelines to help with the preparation of advertising. This assures the lodge or chapter to be in full compliance with the governing law. Some of the general guidelines include no public solicitation for membership. You must identify who will benefit from the event. You may advertise the prices of the event subject to specific approval of the General Governor's office. The General Governor's office stands ready to help you in the development of your event advertising. It's much simpler than you might think, and once your event committee gets the hang of it, they won't think twice preparing their promotions. And we know that promotion is a major key to a successful event. Further information about advertising is available on the Moose International website under the General Governor's office. Again, we cannot underestimate how much promotion is a major key to a successful event. While we encourage open to the public events, lodges should be aware of the potential to incur royalty or user fees for copyrighted materials. These materials include music, movies, plays, televised sporting events, etc. Several firms such as BMI represent entertainment artist or recording labels that hold copyrights on music. Other firms, including your cable or satellite TV provider, also police the use of copyright materials in a public venue. These firms may assess you a fee for using their materials. The fees are based on capacity of the venue and not generally on ticket or admission sales. And the fees are generally legit. These fees can run from a few dollars to thousands of dollars, although you may be able to negotiate a lower charge. What triggers these agencies, many times, is the result of your advertising. While many times no fees are incurred, especially for charitable or community service events, it is a possibility. You might be asking, why doesn't the lodge get charged for these items in the social quarters? Moose International has a master agreement with many of the music royalty firms that cover the use in our lodges due to the restriction of being open only to members, and also only open to qualified guests, which are very limited. However, the license arrangement doesn't apply to public events. Don't be discouraged away from public events because of this potential issue. It doesn't occur routinely, and the fees generally are low and can be negotiated. The official open to the public dispensation forms we referenced earlier in this presentation consist of two separate types: without alcohol and with alcohol. Make certain to select the proper form and make every effort to have it submitted to the General Governor's Office at least 30 days prior to the planned event. Earlier in the presentation, we discussed the IRS's requirement to track income and expenses of these special events. The Moose International Training Department created an Excel format form that will make tracking the income and expenses of these events easy. Complete instructions can be found on the Moose International website under Moose Training, Demos and Tools, specifically under Tools. Here you see page 1 of 2 pages of the developed form. Here we see page 2 of the form. Remember that the IRS requires us to track these events individually. Income derived to the lodge from these events is known as unrelated income by the IRS. This income must be reported on our annual tax return, U.S. Form 990, and is subject to income tax. Lodges may also have other non-related income in their operations and be familiar with this accounting. The Moose International Training website makes available a tutorial on the use of the form, and members of the field staff stand ready to assist you in its use. We can't stress enough the importance of planning if you are to have a successful event. Don't take this lightly. A poor event will weigh heavily on future participation and success of public events. A good event will create loyalty and likely new members to the lodge. The steps to success are simple. Utilize a committee. Select a good leader to chair. Divide the responsibilities. Plan the event. Promote the event. Host the event. Announce the results. Evaluate the event. And give thanks to all that made it a success. Open to the public events are very important to the operations of our lodges. They serve many purposes. They will produce income for our lodges. They will introduce our lodges and the Moose to the public. They will demonstrate the value of our lodges and the Moose as good neighbors in our communities. They help us build a relationship with the local community service agencies and with local charitable endeavors. They help us promote Moose Charities, Moose Heart, and Moose Haven. They build interest in the Moose fraternity. We hope that you and your lodge will embrace the use of public events. These are great opportunities. Your territory manager and regional manager are available to assist in setting up a public event. Additionally, the General Governor's Office is more than willing to assist you in making certain your event is legal and your advertising meets the IRS guidelines. You don't have to go it alone. Help is only a phone call or an email away. Thanks for your participation in this workshop. We are hopeful that the information shared has provided you with a greater insight on the importance and ease of hosting public events, either an open house or one of the many types of open to the public events. We invite you to submit your ideas for other topical presentations or to submit comments regarding this presentation. Simply email Membership Director Mike Rios at mrios@mooseandtail.org. Again, thanks for your participation. God bless Mooseheart and Moose Haven, and God bless you.